So, you want to know how I find modded faction servers? This task can seem quite hard, as there is such a wide variety of mods and mod packs, finding a server can be much harder than finding a vanilla one. Luckily for you, I have a little bit of experience here and there in this oddly specific field, and I will be sharing my techniques for finding modded faction servers. In my opinion, there are three main methods for finding modded faction servers. First one is the obvious choice, Google. I usually search for modded faction servers, which shows a bunch of different websites and videos. Wait, is that? Hey, that's me! Holy shit, I actually show up when you search modded faction servers. That is a weirdly awesome milestone I did not expect to see while making this video, but holy shit, that's pretty fucking dope. But anyway, right, the websites are the places where you find the actual servers. But, quite frankly, they're all pretty much the exact same thing. They all have a list of different servers with little to no organization other than who paid the most that month. But that's not even the most annoying part. On essentially every single one of these sites, the filters are fucking useless. On literally every other site, filters have been figured out. You select the things you want, it's a multiple choice, you have multiple options, you can select multiple things, and it will show you items, cars, and even movies using those specific filters, those things that you selected. But then these stupid ass sites only allow you to search by one filter at a time, meaning you cannot search for modded faction server, you can only search for modded or faction servers. Who was the brainiac who designed this? This is like going to a bakery and asking them for some jam donuts, and they're like, oh yes, of course sir, 1 second, go around the back, you hear some scavenging, they come back with different pots of jam, and act confused when you give up and go home. Like, come on, you can't expect people to filter by only one category. I mean, for fuck's sake, these sites clearly have multiple tags for each server, so how hard would it be to implement something that allows you to search using multiple tags? But no, apparently that is literally impossible to implement. Luckily, we can use a big brain strat, and that big brain strat is called Control F. Control F just straight up opens this little window search thing in the top right. That allows you to search for specific words on a page. So now we can use the site's awful filter system to type in one word, so let's say we use modded, and then we can use the Control F to select factions, allowing us to quickly find all of the modded faction servers listed. Now we just need to find one with some players. Okay, so that one's got 0 players online. That one's also got 0 players. 0 players. Is that Infamy? Infamy hasn't been online in over a year. How is it still showing up? Oh, finally. Okay, we got one. Oh my. 213 players? Have I just stumbled across the largest modded faction server known to man? Nope, never mind, it is a vanilla server. I don't know why it's under the modded category when it is a vanilla server. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Why is it here? It makes no sense. So as you can see, this technique isn't the greatest, as it's all the wrong types of scuffed. However, on occasion, it is possible to find an actually semi-active server, believe it or not. It is hard. You do have to check multiple times during multiple weeks, during multiple months, during multiple years, but eventually you do find one. But this technique is a little bit limited, and it involves being very hands-on. Luckily, there are 2 more methods that I'm going to show you, which are far superior to this one, so let me take you through them. Now, with this second method, you're going to have an idea for a YouTube series. A mostly original idea that hasn't been done before, and no matter how terrible the voice, the acting, the editing, people will click the video just on the premise alone. Once you have this idea, paired with a terrible, terrible thumbnail that you're going to use for every single episode of the series because you don't understand how thumbnails work, you will be able to make your first video and realize that the views for the video are completely non-proportional to how good the content is. This will be mildly infuriating for you once you realize the fact that the content isn't very good, but for now, you are loving it. This content seems amazing, you feel like you've stumbled across an amazing idea, so naturally, you get your friends involved to try and get the second episode going with some oomph. So you get a random school friend hoping that the quality of the conversation increases, but instead, you make some bad poo-related jokes.
Fire now has a tortoise. Tortoise. Yay, well done, Matthew.
And end up making the series worse. Failing to set up an evil character is also a good idea around this step. Despite this, for some reason the viewership still seems to be quite large. Like, sure, it's like a third of what it was, but that's still a lot for this smoking hot piece of garbage. Your next step is to jump into episode 3 and actually try producing an interesting tale involving time travel to a famous past building. Personally, I usually go for Mistral City. I don't know, you tell me. And then you find your own grave, setting up an actually interesting premise. Then you get scared over some random comment that says, hey, is the Yogscast not going to copyright you? And because you're a dumb kid, yeah, I forgot to mention, you should ideally be around 10 years old, otherwise this might not work as well. Promptly leading you to delete that video so that the Yogscast doesn't copyright strike your ass. Then, I don't know, take a year off from the series, like, don't worry, I'm sure nobody will comment asking you where it is, you're not gonna get weird emails to your private email asking, hey, is Hard Survival coming back, is your series coming back? Just wait for your voice to start changing, and then come back to the series with a very impressive technical showcase of your knowledge of commands and mods to create a mediocre story with weirdly advanced techniques, which sets up a neatly packaged story which resets the main character after 4 episodes? Well, technically 3 since we deleted that one episode, but who's counting? Just kill off the main character to end a paradox or something. It'll be fine, don't worry about it. We then hop straight into the pre-video for episode 5, because obviously at this point your series is popular enough where it deserves a pre-video, like a little trailer for the video, that is the video itself. Make sure that this pre-video, like, does something crazy, you know? It's not really the main story, but, like, it sets up, like, an element of the main story. So, I don't know, have the main character explode or something, nothing too crazy, you know, just a little chill little explosion. And then in episode 5, one more thing, make sure there's a 3-month delay between the pre-video and the actual video, because, you know, you have to be inconsistent. That is the key. This should also give your voice the right amount of time to break weirdly.
Why aren't you going? Why aren't you working? Why are you not working?
Why are you not working? In this episode, just have like a semi-interesting plot development before ending on a cliffhanger that sets up a much bigger story.
Oh my god, it works. It is the best thing ever. What the hell is that noise? What? Who the hell are you?
So, I'm afraid you're gonna have to come with me.
Now, you might be wondering, how are we going to continue the series into episode 6? The answer is, we don't. You will try your hardest to get the series just right in your head, writing and rewriting script, creating a genuinely interesting story and narrative beats. But whenever it comes to recording and creating new episodes, you will always find a way to try up the scale and never actually complete another episode, despite what you tell the commenters and even in periodic update videos. Meanwhile, play a lot of modded Minecraft, learning different mods and how they interact so that you have a shot at making this series in the future. But you never will. Oh, also make sure to play on modded faction servers. Those are pretty cool, because, I mean, you know, you're going to rule them with an iron fist, because the player base is pretty terrible, and also it's 2014, so there's actually loads of them out there, you know, like, there's so many modded faction servers in 2014, like, don't worry, you'll find loads. So now that we've had a series that had some traction, start making random content with series that start and end rapidly before moving on to an entirely different game like CSGO, because the content seems more fun. Naturally, this alienates your audience, meaning your views plummet. But you don't really care because you're having fun doing it, and this is just a hobby after all. It's not like you're trying to be a famous YouTuber or anything. You're literally just trying to find modded faction servers in the future. Don't worry, this is just all part of the process. During this time of sporadic content, study a mix of mathematics, computer science, and media studies, allowing you to become a one-man unit for video production and editing. Slowly increase the quality of your editing, and create some videos here and there that are genuinely underrated. So now that you're slowly becoming better at YouTube and getting slightly better content with slowly increasing editing skills and more effort being put into them, yeah, just stop uploading for like, I don't know, 2 years? 2 years seems about right. During this 2-year period, get yourself involved with someone who keeps you down and leads to your life being not great, before ending that shit and coming back with all guns blazing. You've learnt what it is to be yourself. For me, it was being Kuba. That's my name, by the way. And this personal development made you go back to your hobby and enjoy it a lot more. While you're making some new content, you realize modded factions are back. Oh my god, your Google method has actually worked for once. You found a new modded faction server to play on. It only took, what, like 7 years? Yeah, about 7 years. Anyway, when you find this modded faction server, probably called Infamy Modern Warfare Reloaded, you pop on the server and record some things that you don't think will really go anywhere, but then you accidentally become a modded god, leading people to worship you as a literal Minecraft deity. It's kind of problematic, but hey, it's content. This actually ends up making a very entertaining video, which demolishes the views on that old series. Like, come on, that series is how many years old now? 8, and it's got that many views? Whereas this one's only a year old, and it's got this many views? Absolutely a PogChamp. Bonus, this new content actually also gives you a huge boost in subscribers. Like, literally, you gain what you gained in that 8-year period in a month. It's insane. It's amazing. You love it, and you don't want it to stop. It probably will, but you don't want it to stop. You continue down this new path of video creation mixed with some other unique and fun content which your viewers seem to enjoy. Somehow your personality is developed in a way that everybody seems to enjoy whatever content you produce, no matter how crazy of an idea it is. And hey, sure, this weird content never matches the views of your big modded videos, but you have those big modded videos. People really enjoy those, and a lot of them come and watch these smaller videos, and they really enjoy those too. You will start getting lovely comments and messages. It's great. So yeah, now that you have this part of the achieve, this is roughly the time where you will start getting comments and messages on Discord, and even emails from time to time, telling you how you should join X modded faction server, or X modded anarchy server, or X modded server in general. And that completes the technique for number 2. You just become a mediocre YouTuber that plays a lot of modded factions, and then the servers come to you instead of you finding the servers yourself. Yeah, it's about an 8-year plan, but honestly, it should be fine. Maybe you can find some little skips here and there. Maybe you can cut it down to like 4 years, honestly. It's probably pretty easy. And now it's time for the final technique. You know, these last 2 techniques, they've been very hands-on. I mean, I know the first one's very hands-on, and it's not that much hope that you're actually going to find anything. The second one is even more hands-on, but then, like, you basically can't stop finding new ones. But this third one, I think it's just right. You know, it's very relaxing. You don't have to do much at all. Basically, you just go on YouTube, you type in this little guy called cheesebobi, and you watch his videos, and then wait for him to upload a video next week discussing the best modded faction servers available right now, from established servers with a good player base to up-and-coming servers with a rising player base, and maybe even like a hint at like a future project he's working on or something. I don't know. You never know. Maybe that's next week. Maybe it isn't. You know, you just gotta go and hope. But yeah, genuinely watching my content is probably a good way to find servers, because that is my content. I have to go on servers and find servers and have to play on them to make the fun content that you guys all enjoy. But I have realized recently with my Discord and with my YouTube channel that I'm actually in a weirdly unique situation to actually support all these other servers. So in order to do that, I will be adding a new modded server text channel to my Discord with invite links to various modded servers that I've played on or will play on, or that I've just found that are very interesting with certain things. So basically I'm telling you guys to go join my Discord, which is now called cheesebobi's Basement. You know, I quite like cheesebobi Severian State, but apparently it's my basement now. I guess I keep modded faction servers in my basement. Cool. But yeah, definitely go join that. I'll try and get that text channel set up between now and next week. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go expand that second technique. So thanks for watching, gang. Oh, also, I know I haven't uploaded in 3 weeks. I got a little bit distracted, hence, you know, no uploads. Distraction from videos equals that stuff. But in my defense, I've also been working pretty much every single day for like multiple weeks. It's been kind of nutty. It's been crazy. Like, I have basically had no time to do anything. I've been surviving on bread. Literally just a lot of bread. I mean, you can ask my roommate. Actually, one sec. Let me go get him. Roommate, confirm it's bread.
It's too much bread.
Too much bread.
Inhumane amounts of bread.
You know what? Yeah, bread. Oh, and I will be away from my computer for about 3 weeks, but I will be coming back, and I have pre-recorded a bunch of content that should be going up during this time, so you guys can't shout at me. Or at least shout at me less, okay? Like, come on, like, you can shout a little, just shout a bit less. That's all I wanted to say, so I guess I'll see you guys next week. Adios.